What's up, guys? Day Trade Nakas here. I got another video for you. And today, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm just going to go through a little run through talking about what it is that I do when I do a pre-market prep. Not a pre-market, but close of day analysis. So, today is May 3rd, and I'm getting prepared for the market open at 9:30 a.m. Now, when I did my analysis yesterday, this is everything that I had. So, first thing that I'll be looking at is the market profile. And overall, I check to see if we're in a bracketing or a trending market. We're still in a trending market. However, the fact is, we are showing signs of consolidation and failure to continue to the upside, as you can see here. It's been ever since May 19th to today. We haven't had any follow through yet. We had a failure and rejection, and we're back here, and we haven't showed signs that we're going to follow through as of yet. And we are showing signs of areas with higher levels of higher time frame areas of resistance. Now, overall, the profiles have been balanced ever since yesterday. From yesterday's session to the Friday session, they were decently in balance with a little bit of overlap to the upside, with the close we had being at the highs. So overall, the profile shape what it showed was a trend variation day with strong buying tail at the lows and a spike that closed around the highs. So spike rules are enforced. Also, where we broke up from the yesterday session, there was a lot of consolidation value area. Overall, just what we saw on the profile is there was lots of consolidation. Hold on. There was lots of consolidation, and then overall, after on the J period, on the J period day, on the J period TPO, after that is when we broke above, and then after that the value area did not follow along with price. So overall, we're gonna have to see on market open whether or not if the market and the value area is going to act as a magnet, or if buyers are really going to step up. But that's pretty unlikely due to what the internal showed yesterday. More than likely, I expect that it's highly possible we're going to continue to be range bound and go back to the value area. But again, you never know. And so overall, that's all I got to say about market profile. When we look at nearby higher time frame levels of support and resistance that are allowing price to continue one direction or not, it shows there that on the we have here the book map, because I do use book map. There's a 4-hour level of support, but since we went down, support became resistance. So now it's acting as a level of resistance, and in this trend channel on the upper extreme, we're having trouble getting up. We have a potential double top on the day time frame, and we also have other areas of gap of levels of support from the book map on higher time frames, such as the 4-hour and the daily. So as of right now, higher time frame context, bulls are winning, but short-term intraday, it's showing that it's not ready to continue the upside at the moment. Because in the day time frame, if you paid any attention to the markets, we had the big crashes from tariffs and all that. But then we steadily been going up and up and up and up and up ever since April 7th. Excuse me. So other things that I look out for when I'm about to take my trades. So first off, is there any news related to J Powell? He spoke yesterday, but he doesn't plan to speak, so I'm able to trade. I don't like to trade on the days J Powell speaks. Overall, are we in a neutral or a trend? We're in a trend, so overall we don't have to adjust our rules, because when we're in a bracketing range, that's like many weeks on end, or a week or two on end, where it's showing signs. And when I say this, because I know that, as you can see here, since May 19th to today, which that's a decent amount of market sessions. The difference is we're at the upper extremes, and right now we had a sell-off and a rejection, so it's still trending overall. So I won't count that as being in a bracketing market at the moment. If we violated these lows, then came up, and we don't have true structure, then I would consider those rules. And overall, you just got to adjust depending on what it is. And in terms of, let me see here. And in terms of if there's any early day news, we do have the 10 a. We do have some news coming at 10 a.m. related to the JOLTS job opening. So I just got to be cautious and not take any trades until that news announcement, because again, sometimes algorithms play a role, and you'll get wicked out and chopped out real fast. and it has nothing to do with you as a trader. It's just that the news can affect the market and fluctuate things and be very volatile within that minute. So overall, there's just a few things that I gotta make sure that I do. I gotta make sure that I stay mindful of my thoughts and emotions and my breathing, because again, psychology is a part of day trading. I gotta make sure I don't break any of my rules. So obviously, because you want to keep your trades and your strategy in alignment. I have this thing called the new wizard rule, and what that means, it's just something along the lines of probability and being optimistic. When you're in a winning trade, a good quality that I hear to have is to be optimistic whenever you're in a winning trade, because again, if every single trade you take and you take partial profits once you hit your first target, and you be extremely optimistic with that trade working out, eventually you're gonna have a home run trade. You already got the base hit win by taking off partial profits, but once you take off those, once you take those runners, you leave them and you allow them to do their thing. If you take, say, 30 trades in a month, out of that 30, and you had 10 to 15 wins, for example, right? Out of that 10 to 15, it's pretty likely that you're going to get a home run win. So I just wanted to point that out. Now, overall, due to the context of how the market is looking, uh, let me open this right here. So it all depends on how we open. So another thing that I want to be cautious of is don't take trades before 10 a.m. due to the Joe's job openings. If we open inside of yesterday's range, be cautious with the bullish setup there due to the fact that it's acting as a higher level of resistance, and on top of that, overall context intraday is showing that we're having a struggle to follow through. So you don't want to get trapped with all the retail, with all the trap buyers up there. If we do end up making it that high, and also if we were to open around this range, it would be a big move anyways. But we still got a few hours before market open. And overall, I don't want to get caught in this value area level, this value area range. So for the most part, I don't want to be taking trades anywhere between, say, $590 and $589 that have nothing to do with my setups, due to the fact that I don't want to get caught in such a consolidating bracketing market. And the setups I'm looking for is look for a bullish setup around $590.35. We'll look for 2-to-1 targets, and then I'll apply what I mentioned to you is called the new wizard rule. And a potential second setup here is if we fail to have active support and internals, they show something like major signs of sell-off intraday, then I'll decide to get short. But besides that, that's it. Then this is pretty unlikely due to where it looks like we're going to be opening. But again, you never know, because we still got a few hours away from market open. Is if we open closer to the highs, what I'll do is I want to make sure that there is double confirmation with signs of a failure from the sellers to bring things lower, so like a bullish reversal chart pattern, and then we can get in long look for 2-to-1 targets and fail to continue up, and then continue up. And a second potential setup would be a failure to continue to the upside with a bearish reversal pattern there. And the final setup would be a bearish setup around $589. Look for 2-to-1 targets and apply the new wizard rule. And overall, there's no second potential setups I got. So I just wanted to show you a little bit about how I do my analysis. But besides that, guys, stay safe, stay green. Day trade knockouts out. Peace.